and 175 kilometers of medium volume traffic roads sealed. Inputs were estimated to cost $991.4 billion. As of February 2024, only $190.4 billion has been released. And out of that, the following have been achieved. 873.6 kilometers of district roads have been rehabilitated. 583.9 kilometers are under construction. 160.9 kilometers of low-volume traffic roads were sealed, and 95.28 kilometers are still under construction. 21.7 kilometers of medium-volume traffic roads were sealed, and 4.3 are still under construction. Construction of another 22 kilometers has started using the stage construction modality. Details of this are in Annex 8. Project 4.2.4, 1705, rehabilitation and upgrading of urban roads. Right Honorable Speaker, this project was developed to reduce mud and dust in urban areas and improve their aesthetic conditions. It mainly focuses on tarmacking of roads in urban areas. It started in July 2021 for a period of 5 years. The project had the following targets: 34 kilometers of roads in 10 municipal councils to be tarmacked, and 60 kilometers of roads in 25 town councils to be tarmacked. The above outputs were estimated at a cost of $715.5 billion. Right Honorable Speaker, in financial year 2022-2023, this project was rescoped to include the presidential directives of tarmacking 90 kilometers of urban roads in Bukedi and Busoga sub-region. This required an additional $465 billion. The preliminary engineering design of the 90 kilometers were completed, but the ministry has not yet received any coin to start construction works. The beneficiary urban councils are eager to have the work started due to the likely political ramifications during the next elections of 2026. As of February 2024, Uganda shillings 74.2 billion had been released, and the following achievements have been registered. 19.2 kilometers of roads in 6 municipal councils tarmacked. 4.1 kilometers are still under construction, and 18.5 kilometers of roads in 15 town councils have been tarmacked. 3.7 are still under construction. The details in Annex 9 to the document. Support services to Duka projects. 4.3.1, regional mechanical workshops. Right Honorable Speaker, my ministry operates 4 regional mechanical workshops. Definitely, these are few as compared to the size of the country and the demand. But these are in Kampala, Gulu, Bugembe, and Mbarara, whose main function is to extend maintenance support to districts and zonal road equipment, road units. These are the areas where you can borrow or where you can ask for heavy-duty equipment, like the excavators, the bulldozers. We know that these equipments are not at the district, but you can request for them from the regional mechanical workshop once you are ready to use them. The account, many people here have benefited. I think Madam Nabukenya is here, can testify. The count of district road equipment has incrementally expanded, beginning with road units obtained by some districts under various projects and grants in the 1990s, early 2000, to the 1,405 assorted road equipment from China in 2012, and finally, the 1,151 road equipment from Japan obtained in 2017. The new districts, the equipment, your first units have arrived, and we were due to hand them out on the 10th of May, but we understand that's a population day, census day, so we shall hand over these equipments on the 15th of May to the districts, the new districts. It's a wheel loader and a grader. That's the first load. We need an additional 27 billion, and I hope that Parliament will appropriate that money this coming financial year so that we can get the rest of the equipment for you to have a full unit. Other than the grant from the government of Japan through JICA that facilitated the construction of Bugembe Regional Mechanical Workshops in 1997, no development funds have ever been made available since then for development and retooling of the regional mechanical workshops. The total requirement for retooling and refurbishing the regional mechanical workshops is estimated at 100 billion, which we hope can be realized through the debt financing or through project support from development partners. Discussions with the Minister of Finance on this matter is still ongoing. Right Honorable Speaker, from 2017 to 2018 to date, maintenance of road equipment from Japan was prioritized over other road equipment in the district, as no new funding was made available for maintenance of road equipment from China and the older equipment. The routine maintenance budget for road construction equipment reduced from 22 billion in 2019-20 to 11 billion in 2020-2021, partly due to disruptions caused by the COVID pandemic, but also notably due to rationalization of the ministry's budget in 2020-2021 to cater for special requirements and Operation Wealth Creation. Right Honorable Speaker, the routine maintenance budget was never restored, and yet the road equipment maintenance regime transitioned from preventive maintenance, which is the normal service, into corrective maintenance, which requires additional 23 billion. The current shortfall in road equipment maintenance funding, therefore, is about 23 billion. The resultant effect of these budget cuts was the reduction in the road equipment available from 95% in 2017 to the current level of 30%. Even I know that many of you are members of the road committee, and your engineers have been crying about serviceability of the road equipment, no tires, and when the brakes get worn out. This is because the maintenance budget has been cut. Whereas the ministry has been receiving its entire annual road equipment maintenance budget of 11.6 billion since 2021, this amount is insufficient to cater for both preventive and corrective maintenance requirements, and hence the persistent low equipment availability. Right Honorable Speaker, there are currently no works supervision vehicles in the districts and mobility equipment for vibro rollers. That's why most of the districts don't use them. They stay at the district headquarters because they can't move them to go and do the works. This leads to incomplete road works being done. They can't apply the maram and compress because the rollers, the vibro rollers cannot move. Additionally, the urban authorities, including cities themselves, do not have specialized equipment for road construction of the bituminous roads. This, we have already gone into discussion with the Minister of Finance on this matter. We did the needs assessment. We know the equipment required, and the specs have been already provided to the Minister of Finance. The total requirement for the requisite road equipment units for this purpose is $70 million, which we hope can be funded through debt financing using the same scheme which we used to get the 1,115 units in 2017. Right Honorable Speaker, my ministry is in the process of procuring road construction equipment for the new district. As I've said, those are already here, but we need another 29 billion for the vibro rollers, the tippers, and water bowsers. These were not included in the tranche of the money which you gave us last time. We shall continue engaging through my committee, both in the committees of budget and committee of infrastructure, and we engage Minister of Finance to avail the 29 billion so that we can complete the purchase. Zonal equipment centers, Right Honorable Speaker, the zonal equipment centers, I'm on 4.3.2, zonal equipment centers. Right Honorable Speaker, the zonal equipment centers are currently housed within the premises of the regional mechanical workshops. The ministry has planned to create 9 zonal centers. These are in Moroto, Mbale, Jinja, Gulu, Arua, Luero, Hoima, Mbarara, Kabale, at an estimated cost of 45 billion. We shall continue engaging Ministry of Finance in this endeavor. The zonal equipment centers operate the shared road equipment, such as the bulldozers, excavators, backhoe loaders, self-loading and low beds, while the shared equipment is insufficient to cater for requirements of the entire country. Their availability has been greatly reduced due to the insufficient maintenance funding, and thus the requirement for the additional money. Mechanical Engineering Training and Advisory Center, METRAC. Right Honorable Speaker, since 2017, when the ministry acquired the new equipment, the ministry has implemented several regional training sessions for district operators. While this training format was not sustainable, it was the only option given in the circumstances. In 2018, the government of Japan, through UNIDO, gave a grant of $2.3 million to the government of Uganda for construction of the Mechanical Engineering Training Center, or Advisory Center, abbreviated as METRAC, in Luero. Phase 1 of the project, which comprised of a gatehouse, classroom block, maintenance block, administration block, these have been completed and the project has been handed over. It's just a few kilometers from Luero town. Here we shall train and retrain operators so that we have, because the machine performance is as good, will be as good as the man behind the operation. If you have a bad operator, and in most cases what we have seen, people have drivers. These are drivers, not operators. In this center, we are going to train operators. And we are working with the Ministry of Education so that they can also be tested under DIT and be given certificates of equivalent, so that they can be able to even be able to get employed outside in other markets. Right Honorable Speaker, phase 2 of the METRAC require 9.8 billion, which we began this financial year. So far, government has availed 1 billion for the construction of a few of the amenities. 4.3.4, Mount Elgon Labor-Based Training Center. Right Honorable Speaker, Mount Elgon Labor-Based Training Center, MELTEC, is a national training center under the Ministry of Works and Transport for applying labor-based technology in the rehabilitation and maintenance of national, district, urban, and community access roads. The training center is located 20 kilometers from Mbale City along the Mbale-Budadi Road, adjacent to Uganda Technical College, Elgon. Right Honorable Speaker, MELTEC provides training and capacity building in developing, maintaining, and utilizing critical road infrastructure assets in the district, urban and community access roads. Its contribution to the Duka network includes the following: training and capacity building of public and private sector personnel in the road subsector, dissemination of new innovative ways and bridge construction technologies and best practices in construction to improve value for money, consistency of applied standards, and sustainability of infrastructure assets. Integration of cross-cutting issues, gender, environment, social issues, and 4, socio-economic inclusion is achieved through public infrastructure projects on roads and bridges, employing local vulnerable communities using labor. The training center has trained more than 426 public and private sector personnel in the fundamentals of road and bridge technology, and completed more than 5 bridges and 15 kilometers of model road training projects since 2022. We are now doing a test of cobblestone. We are trying to apply to do that cobblestone in the areas of the Elgon to see how it will perform. The stones are shaped very well and then laid, and they have proved to be a lot very resilient to weather. We saw these, I think many of you, those who have been to Rome, you have seen on those Roman roads. This was a technology used way back in those years, but the roads are still firm. Right